So I was sent that today. A little thing about what our weather may be this week on Thursday. Today is Monday, the 17th. And of course, I've been planting in my garden constantly and getting things ready for spring, and started my starts Christmas week. So I have all these little guys that want to go in, and it's been 85 degrees every other day. And then we get this little thing that says it may be 35 degrees. I can live with 35 degrees. 32 is freezing. 35 degrees I can totally do. Most of what I have in this garden are brassicas, my broccoli, my cauliflower, my cabbage, my kale, and they're not going to get hurt by this at all. And the thing is about a small frost freeze like this, I have been hurt more in 2024 by hurricanes and drought than anything else, not freezes. So if you can see here, like I literally have, these are my fall tomatoes. See that? I have them everywhere. They are everywhere. And if something happens to them, these guys have given me so many tomatoes. I'm okay with that. Look at this. They're still giving me tomatoes. I have tomatoes everywhere. So that could totally take it out. I'm not worried about it, because I have got tomato starts. I planted 15 tomato starts last night. I'll show you. And I'm going to have to protect them because they're babies. Let me show you. You see these guys? Babies. Let me show you what I'm going to do to them Thursday before the freeze comes. If it comes. We're always doing something. But, let me show you these. This is going to be a little garden tour as well. I got stuff to worry about. Look at those tomatoes. I think these are Dr. Witchies. Look at those guys. I mean, these are beautiful. I don't want to lose those, but I have no choice. Weather is weather. You know, that's what you can do. You just come out here and say a little garden prayer. I could lose those. Totally lose those. I've been given so many tomatoes this fall, and let me tell you something. At any given point, I could have had a freeze. November, December, January. We are in the middle of February right now. This is my tomato plant I started in November, and it's been in my greenhouse, but it's too hot. Look at that, I already have a tomato on there. But what I'm going to do is, and I started planting flowers and snapdragons and stuff like that. Snapdragons are kind of cold tolerant, so I'm okay with that. But here's a little guy, little tomato. So what can we do? So I do have a greenhouse. The problem is with the greenhouse is that today it'll probably be 85 degrees. And in the greenhouse, it'll probably be 120 degrees. And these baby plants don't like that either. So I have removed all of them, and I've put them out here under trees. They're getting used to the sun and everything. But I do have these. You can get them on Amazon. And what I'm going to do, if I put them on there right now, today's high will probably be 80. And it'll make it like a little oven in there. But I'm going to set this next to every single one. They have a little cone. It's a little cone. Get them on Amazon. I'm going to set them next to all of my new baby plants I just planted. And then that night, I'll just put them on top, and this will protect them for any kind of cold and keep it like a little greenhouse effect. It's that easy. But let's talk other weathers, because one day freeze, and we've had hard freezes here. I went on a cruise. We have garbage trucks and everything coming. Lawnmowers, airplanes. This is urban city gardening at its best. Yep. That's what I have to deal with. Anyways, so I went on a cruise. It was January. We came back January 6th, about 3 years ago. And my son was here taking care of the property and the chickens and the dogs. And I came and took a look around. I was like, oh my goodness, like, did we have like a really hard freeze? Like, my bananas were frozen, my coffee, there was not one leaf on my coffee plant. Not one leaf. It was gone. It was like a bunch of sticks. It was horrifying. And my papayas were like frozen. All these vines that you see on this fence, completely brown. Everything was dead. And so we have like a permaculture thing going on here. So I have avocado trees. There's one right there. And citrus and lungi and all sorts of things. And so that year was one of the hardest freezes. It shot everybody, and I didn't have fruit from most of it because some of it had started to flower. But the thing is, it comes back. Look, she back. Avocado, all of it is. The papaya is back. The citrus is back. One of the hardest things last year was the hurricanes, the wind. Like, I had bananas, some of the most beautiful racks I've ever had, and the hurricane winds like literally blew them over, and they were mulch now. So I just used them as mulch. But 80% of this garden in here, let me turn you around. There's my potatoes. They're gonna be fine. They, if they get an hour of cold, 32 degrees, they'll be fine. Carrots, they're gonna be fine. Brassicas, my cabbage, my broccoli, they're gonna be fine. Here's some dwarf tomatoes. They wouldn't be fine for a long freeze. Celery, that's gonna be fine. So most of the things I got going on here, I plan out because I know that we could have a freeze. These guys are gonna be fine. But here's all my starts that came out of, they're hiding underneath here. All these big leaves, a lot of it is my flowers. Mullein, amaranth, poppies. I got chamomile right here. Tomatoes. I can put these in my greenhouse. It'd be a pain in the butt, but I can. But I also can tuck them under these trees so nothing could lay on them. So I've been planting out these flowers. There's some zinnias here. Here's some more tomatoes. But I'm not planting them all because if something happens to those guys, I have backups. So if something happens to the things that I couldn't wait, jump the gun. I'm growing all year long in this garden. Except for May, June, July, August. I retire. I say a little prayer and I retire and I go inside, and I'm not gonna do it. It's dangerous. It's literally dangerous, and too much water, too much UV, too much heat for everybody. So I give it a rest. But my permaculture is constantly growing. All of my trees, all my fruit trees, my avocados, my papayas, my citrus, they're gonna keep going. So the vegetable garden will take a break. But we have drought here. So like when somebody says, oh, it could be 35 degrees for like an hour in the middle of the night. Okay. The drought for 4 months is gonna hurt my garden more than an hour worth of 35 to 32 degrees. Just is. Nothing I can do about it. I'm planning every single week. I always do. I succession plant everything because I don't have a huge, massive garden where I can do 60 rows and get one crop and store it somewhere. I have to be planting constantly. Let me show you this. Onions. Aren't they pretty? I grew them from seed. They're doing good. They're standing up. Oh, look, the grass and the onion looks kind of the same. There's a few heads of garlic in here, but look at that. They gotta stand up a little bit better, but you know what? They're beautiful, and they're kind of cold hardy too. There's some more onions, my peas. So that's my peach tree. She got peaches all over her, and that is not for the cold. I did not put that on there for the cold. Let's get a closer look. I put that on there. I'm doing a little video about it, but there's a beetle that right now, after marble-sized fruit, it will sting it and lay its little larvae in there. See if we can see a peach. Here's some peaches. It will lay its larvae in there and it will grow with the peach. So this is why I have covered her this year. And you know what? If it does get cold, it will protect it as well. In Florida, we have all the things, all the weather things. We have the drought, we have the hurricanes, we have cold weather, we have hot weather, we have UV that is out of control. And you can't stop, like you just keep on going. Like we have winds all the time. We have a longer season than most people, but we also have some really harsh things to deal with. And I guess why I'm making this video is because I don't want anybody to give up because they had a loss to a drought or a freeze or anything. That's life. I plant things every single week because I eat every day. I can go down to the grocery store and buy stuff. I know that. I know people love to say that. I just go to the grocery store and buy it. Well, I can. I have money. That's not why I do it. I do it because how beautiful it is to come out here and pick your own food. We eat seasonally. And that's something we're really going to get into this year, is eating seasonally. What does that mean? When avocados come in to our life, and I have 2 trees, and they give us a lot. We had last year, late August, we started getting our first avocados, and off one tree. And then a couple of weeks later, the other tree started giving us avocados. And we had avocados until December. 6 months. It's wonderful. Would it be wonderful if we had them all year long? After 6 months of even eating avocados every day, every other day, you need a break from those avocados. We're done. Tomatoes, we have all but about 3 months a year, 3-4 months a year, we have tomatoes. But I'm canning tomatoes and putting them on the shelf, so when we need them, whatever. But seasonally, so when those carrots come in, we'll eat a lot of carrots. Right now I'm eating cabbage and I'm eating broccoli. And we love cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower. And they're not huge heads, but for me and my boo, like we have plenty of cabbage and broccoli. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera so much. I'm looking at where I'm walking in this little garden maze. But let me turn you around. This is what we're eating right now. Oh, these dirty dogs. Oh, get out of here. Get while they're getting you on my plants. Ouch. Go play somewhere else. Out. Some of my beans. Look at that guy. 65-day broccoli. I planted it in January, and I already have a head the middle of February. I was estimating it should be ready the end of February. I am going to only grow these broccolis next year because these guys have been in the garden for 4 months. So I could actually do 2 rounds with those broccoli. So look at the little cauliflower. That's what we're eating right now. Look at the cabbage. That's what we're eating right now. Here's some more cabbage. These are not going to be hurt at all. This is my winter crop. But the tomatoes, you know what? God bless them. They have given me so much food. I'm just showing off right now, y'all. But this is what I want to show you. Chamomile. Some more coffee plants. Zinnias. I'm going to have to protect them Thursday for 35 degrees. It's a little hot mess right now. It really is. But when I look at other people's gardens up north, they got other problems. They can't be growing stuff like this right now. They're not eating fresh like this right now. This is amazing to me. We have so much. Like, this is one of the best. Okay, this is the best winter, fall garden I've ever had. And one day it could get wiped out. But it could get wiped out by a hurricane. I planted, if you look back at my videos, I planted these 3 days before Hurricane Milton. And they looked rough. All these tomatoes, all these cabbages, all these broccolis, I planted 3 days before Hurricane Milton. And they were looking rough. I didn't think it was gonna happen. But they grew on. Coffee time. Everybody's waking up. It's early. I am going to be, let me turn you around. I am going to be on location for the next 2 weeks. Location, what that means is I'm going to be away from my house for 12 to 14 hours a day. I still have to water things because 85 degrees is hot. I have to monitor the cold. I still have to plant things. So today is my last day where I can really do that. So I'm going to think hard and long about the tomatoes I had been planting today. Hi. And make sure I put those cones next to them and cover them up really, really good. Neighbors think I'm crazy. Because I usually have like 3 tons of wood chips in my driveway or mushroom compost, and I'm talking to myself in the garden. They just don't know I'm talking to you guys. But anyways, I just wanted really quick, don't worry about this 35 degrees for a couple hours in the middle of the day, middle of the night. It is what it is. We do what we do. We just plant more stuff. And if something happens to it, like a drought or squirrel or a raccoon or a dog, you just keep on planting. I'll talk to you guys later. That's all I got. Subscribe, like, share. I'll talk to you later. Bye.